What's up guys, welcome back to Deck Tech for Decks. I'm your host Caleb. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most brain dead commanders you could be playing. But first we have to talk about what is a brain dead commander. Let me give you a scenario. You're at your LGS, you just got finished playing your Is It Storm deck, you took a 30-minute long turn that only you were paying attention to. Because let's be honest, as soon as you started storming off, your opponents checked out, got on their phone, and then whenever you told them you won the game, they just took your word for it. You do not want to go through that again. Your brain is tired. So you reach into your bag for one of your brain dead commanders. This is a commander that's super consistent, does the thing very consistently, and then is also pretty easy to understand. So that's what you can expect to see on this deck. Or on this list, powerful commanders that are really easy to understand and do the thing very consistently. So let's shout out those patrons. Irrelevant, you rock. Let's talk about that whatnot link in the description down below that will give you a free $15 that goes ahead and helps out the channel while giving you free money. Why not, right? And then let's additionally talk about liking, commenting, and subscribing because I really appreciate that. Now, let's get right into this top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Yuro Tiger's Shadow. Now, this one is the most complicated deck that we're going to be talking about today, but honestly, once you start to understand the ninjutsu mechanic, this deck is pretty easy to pilot. All we have to do is make sure we can cast a 1-drop turn 1 that has unblockable, and then turn 2, you have to be able to generate a blue and a black, and then you're off to the races and the deck is online. Then you're hoping to draw into more ninjas, that way we can ninjutsu in more things, that way we can get more Yuro triggers, and it's just a very consistent deck that has a lot of card advantage tacked into the command zone and has a very clear game plan of burning out our opponents. Another thing that this deck does really consistently is not care about its commander dying, right? If you kill the commander, you just ninjutsu it in again next turn. This deck is just very resilient, can be built on a budget, and it keeps getting tech. We got Sato this year, we got Satoru Umezawa. We're just getting more and more ninjas that we want to shove into this deck, so you know it's going to get fed over time, you know that you can build it on a budget, and if you really want to amp this deck up, you can bring it to the highest level of EDH play, which is CEDH. So very consistent commander, very easy to play, and it's very easy to look for your opening hands, right? If you have a 1-drop that's unblockable and you can generate 2 mana, keep that hand. Very easy to play, and that's why it's going to rank at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Kali of the Vast. This is the commander I've historically just given to the new players that I'm trying to get into Magic because of how easy it is to understand. All you do is play Kalia, protect Kalia, and cheat giant demons, dragons, and angels into play. And then those demons, dragons, and angels do broken things, like give you extra combat steps, that way you can get extra Kalia triggers, just flat double up your damage. And then if you have Master of Cruelties in your deck, which is cruel, you can just one-shot a player out of nowhere, because the way it works is you attack with Kalia, cheat Master of Cruelties into play, and then boom, he brings their health down to 1, Kalia deals 2 damage, that player's dead. I've been one-shot by Kalia too many times and them going, this works how I think it, yeah, that works how you think it does. Yeah, it's kind of brutal, but again, new players love it, super easy to understand, and it's going to be one of those brain dead commanders you can bring out towards the end of the night when you're tired and you're just trying to play some fun giant demons and dragons. Not to mention, you don't have to build this super non-budget, right? There's a lot of very usable demons like Demon Scarred Demon or Ruin Scarred Demon that's just a flat tutor and an 8/8, so there's a lot of flexibility here. You don't have to put Avacyn in every Kalia deck. It just makes the deck a little bit better. So I know budget might be a, threshold here, but I still think there's a really good budget demons, angels, and dragons in these colors that you can really abuse with Kalia. So that's why she's going to rank number 4. Moving on to number 3, we have Arcades the Strategist, and it doesn't get much more simple than this guy. All we have to do is ensure that our commanders on the battlefield protect our commander and then cast as many defenders as possible to draw a ton of cards. Then there's defenders that tap for mana equal to the amount of defenders we control, so it's very efficient at ramping as well. The only thing we're going to have to worry about here is again protecting our commander, because if our commander dies, the whole strategy dies. Just protect your commander, play defenders, pretty brain dead. Additionally, it has a very clear line to victory. There's a lot of walls that are 3 CMC and 0/8, so we're smashing people for 8 damage in the face very early in the game. Additionally, we got Pride of the Hall Clade recently, so now we're smashing face with 15 right to the head. This deck just does a lot of things very consistently, very efficiently, and then it's very easy to kill everybody with lethal damage, especially when it has its own pseudo Craterhoof Behemoth with a 2-mana card that says, hey, all creatures get 0 or +0/+5 until the end of turn. Again, kind of like a Craterhoof Behemoth effect that's going to wipe out the entire board. Coming in at number 2, we have VOJA. Again, this guy's super simple. All we have to do is play him in an elf ball strategy. We play a ton of elves, the elves ramp out VOJA super fast, and then VOJA is going to make those elves massive, and he's going to start drawing us cards. All we have to do after that is include stuff like Mirror Entity to go ahead and draw a ton of cards off of our elves now that they're all wolves, and we are really off to the races. We have mana from our elves, card advantage from our commander, and then we can throw in a little bit of niche cards that do generate some wolves. That way we can get some additional card advantage. But honestly, VOJA on his own just super powerful, especially when we throw in cards like Shalai and Halar that are going to deal even more damage whenever we put a ton of counters on all of our creatures. This is just a very hard deck to beat if the player knows what they're doing, and the player doesn't have to know much to know what they're doing. So that's why he's going to rank at number 2. Throw elves on the battlefield, generate mana, smash face with a giant dog. The deck does the thing, and it does it pretty consistently without a lot of brain power. Making it to our number 1 spot, we have Greensleeve's Marrow Sorcerer. This girl, super simple. Land comes into play, you get a 3/3 Badger. And then she has some flavor text about planeswalkers. We don't care about that. All we care about is that 3/3 Badger. This deck does one thing, and it does one thing very good. Make a board state of 3/3s very fast, and it also makes your commander massive. So all we have to do is cast spells that put lands into play, which green has a ton of. Then we play stuff like Elemental Bond, Guruk's Pack Leader, Tribute to the World Tree, anything that says draw a card whenever a 3/3 enters the battlefield, we're going to be playing. And then we just have to smash face. It's not that hard, right? Play lands, generate board state, smash face. We get to value off of our commander getting massive as well with stuff like Rishkar's Expertise, Return to the Wild Speaker. So now we're getting card advantage off of her as well. And we've already got the ramp because the majority of the deck is ramped by putting lands into play. Super simple to play, super fun to play, and it just makes a giant board of Badgers very fast. That's going to do it for today's list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your favorite Brain Dead commander in the comments down below, and now let's shout out those patrons. Irrelevant, Chicken Salad, Creator, Excessum, and The Real Gamer. You guys are awesome. I hope this helped you guys in your deck building endeavors, and I will see you in the next one.